Welcome to the demo scene for the Medusa Pack PBR. There's two Medusas here, one with a human form, one with a snake form. They have the same animations, obviously created uniquely for their body shapes, but the same types of animations, and they share the same wardrobe and textures when possible. So let's start with the humanoid because we can see the human has got the skirts while the serpent one does not. So let's start with the humanoid. I'm going to zoom around to the front here. We've got different options here. We've got daytime lighting, sunset lighting, front light. You can see the shadow there going straight back. Point lights, which is what she'd look like kind of in a dungeon environment. RGB point lights to see what she would look like in colored lights, and straight top-down spotlight. So we're going to stick with the point lights for now because I think it highlights the model quite well. And I'm going to go through some of the various aspects. So there's a lot going on with all of the Infinity PBR models. The first thing is that the textures are customizable and everything's modular whenever possible. So you can of course turn the sword off. There's one sword that comes with two base textures, and then we also have the armor right here, the belt and the pauldron and the tassets, which can be turned on and off. And then we have a second wardrobe set for a skirt, top, and the waistband. The sandals are attached to the cloth form. And so, let me turn the sword back on. So you can choose how you want to dress the character. We're going to stick with the armor for now. Let's see. So we've got different texture sets. All the textures are customizable in the editor. I can't stress that enough. Not only does this package come with the Substance Painter and Substance Designer files, but the textures are customizable in the editor as well using just sliders. So we have the body texture here. I'm just going to go through a bunch of the pre-exported textures that you can use. Alright, so there you go. There's a lot you can do with those, and so I always encourage people to create their own textures, but if you don't want to, if you just want to get going right away, you can easily just use those. We also have different textures for the armors. There are 3 base armor textures that you can start with. This one's all leather, and there are 2 that include some metal, including this one. And if I start the rotation a little bit, you might see the reflections. All of them, again, are completely customizable in the editor. You can just use sliders to change the look and feel of them. The 3 are hand-painted in Substance Painter, so they're looks that you can't get in the editor. But this one, as opposed to the last one, are the same texture, just slightly different slider settings, and same with this one. And then the next 2 are the 3rd texture set. So this is the adjusted version of the 3rd armor set, which has metal, and this is the original of the 3rd armor set with a dirty, damaged metal look, and then back to the leather look. So there's a lot you can do with the armor as well. Let's switch back to the cloth. Now we've got, this is the default cloth texture. We've got this one right here, a little brighter, a little dirtier, very dirty, and a colored one just to show. This also has a slightly different roughness on it, so it looks a little bit more like leather instead of cloth. And you've got that one as well, again with some more vibrant colors to show just some of what you can do to make it match your game. So I'm going to stick with the wardrobe, the armor wardrobe, for the animation demos, and we'll go back to the default sandal color as well. And we're going to have blend shapes. That's going to be mesh morphing, so you can actually morph the model itself. That'll be coming soon. We always do that and the music and the sound effects and the concept art after the animations of them all are done, and I want to get this out as soon as possible. So the rest, sound effects, animation, models, all that will, the animations, sound effects, concept art, and whatnot will all be, mesh morphing and music will all be coming after. So let's look at the animations. Zoom out just a little bit. So this is our idol, of course. We have our walk animation. If you actually pay attention to the animation, you'll find that these are quite high quality. The attention to detail is impeccable, especially on the face and just the way the body moves itself. If I may, for a moment, point out the body form as she's moving is very realistic. If you take off the clothing, you'll find the rigging is great. Everything's really well done. And that's one thing I want to give a shout out to Davey, the animator, who did an amazing job, as always, on this character. For the realism, it's you can't beat the realism. So then we can also walk backwards. This is more of a cautious walk. This is intended to be used in game when the players gain a little bit too close. Stop that. Turn back to idle, and we have our idle break and our attack. Just a little bit. We have 3 attacks for this one. This one she jumps up. I can actually turn around doing all this. Attack 2. Simple sword swing. Attack 3. Alright, and then dodge. Just quick jump back. Got hit. Now the got hit, taunt, and death animations, if you notice the snake hair, that's actually on a separate loop that just goes through all the animations, so it's just more, you won't see repetitiveness when you have the attacks over and over. But the got hit has its own snake animation, the taunt does, and the death as well. Let me get back to the front so we can see the taunt really well. Zoom in a little bit. This is the taunt animation. I personally think this would be a great animation to use for turning people into stone as well. You could add some particle effects. The package does come with my particle system, so if you want, you can add some particle effects and get that stone. And then we have the death animations as well. Let's show that once more. You want to keep the, I guess I've got a little bug where the snake hair goes back to the weight of the full weight, but it's not supposed to, so you want to keep that hair down, but the animation is great there. So let's check out the other character, the Serpent version. Again, you'll find the animations to be very similar, and you've got the same things where you've got the wardrobe, and you can turn those on and off. For the upper part, we have the cloth, and you'll want to use the waistband for that because it does cut off. So you've got those options. I guess I'll keep the cloth on for these ones. And we also have, by the way, different sword textures. I forgot to show those. There's 2 basic sword textures, and then I made some variations. And okay, so let's go through these animations. Again, we've got the walk, which is of course more of a slither animation for her in the snake form. Walk backwards. Snakes can't actually walk backwards, it turns out, but you know, it's a game. The idle break, very similar. The attacks are all very similar. I actually really like this attack. Check it out from the side. She goes forward really fast. She like kind of lurches forward. And then attack 2, it's just a. Now attack 3, she's going to use her tail for this one, so the tail goes all the way around, rather than the sword. If you remember, attack 3 and the standing up was a sword. For dodge, she leans back, almost like Matrix style. Got hit, similar to the other one. Taunt is similar as well, but of course with the snake body. And her death. So there's a lot you can do with these animations. Having two different sets of models is, I think, helpful. Whoop, hey, come back up. Alright, apparently I need to... She doesn't come back from death very easily, but let's assume that when she's dead, she's dead. So she's a human one. Huh. So there's a lot you can do. My next update, I'm going to redo this video when the blend shapes are available, or maybe I'll just make a new video for the blend shapes, because once the mesh morphing is available, you'll be able to morph the mesh, and that's pretty cool. While this is here, I'll show these animations with the claw. So, if you have any questions, let me know on the forums, and have a great day, everybody. Thanks.